All right. Hello. How's it going? We are here on Friday. It's 4 o'clock, and it's Memorial Day weekend. We wanted. Sorry, motorcycles are going by. I don't know if you can hear them.
Motorcycle rally in place. That happens a lot in the sticks. You know that?
Hmm.
Every once in a while, you hear like 30 or 40 motorcycles going by. And they like are loud choppers,
Yeah.
right? And they like all are in their little patterns. And
Yep.
yeah,
It's
they
a
do.
pretty hot day, so it's a good day to ride a
And
motorcycle.
it's been wet here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the first dry day in a while.
Yep.
But what we want to start is with Memorial Day, right?
Yes.
Because so I'm a Girl Scout.
I'm a Boy Scout or
No.
Cub Scout. I was a Cub Scout. Well, I was a Boy Scout for like a year, maybe a half a year.
All right,
But
I'm a Girl Scout in the
all
way.
right, all right. Go on with your Girl Scout.
Okay, by a cellular level, I'm a Girl Scout. Do you disagree?
No,
Okay.
you're good. You are.
I make places better than I found them.
Mm-hmm.
I care about civic community,
Mm-hmm.
and I care about education and experience to make our future leaders of the world better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm a Girl Scout through and through. I was a Girl Scout my entire life, earned my gold award. And it was so not important to me that I didn't get my gold award until after my daughter was born, and she was a almost junior, I do believe, that they gave me my gold award from when I earned it back in 1996.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I'm really proud of that. Would you like to know why? What I realized is that we were driving through our little area of Connecticut where we live, right? I know, no doxing, but it's like I need to give some information.
Okay.
So we live in Connecticut, and we're driving, and we passed what's known as the rail trail, right? And I said to you, I'm not saying that I or my Girl Scout troop did the entire rail trail. What I'm saying is that we had a role model who helped us get a grant that allowed us to be one of the first rail trails in the state. Okay. And we worked really hard on that for years. This is how I got my gold award. And we made them trails. And now, as we go through the state, what do we find? Rail trails everywhere. I mean, it's been 20 years, but like, I'm not in any way trying to take credit for any more than my little piece. My suggestion that I'm giving is that a person could put a firefighters, ambulances, prayers for those who need them. What I'm saying is that I put my little piece forward and showed other people where this was. And in 20 years, I left, had kids, da 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 da. I've come back now, and these trails are everywhere. And there's paintings when you walk through them. Like, they've painted the backs of buildings. People have done research. I mean, it's been project after, the amount of projects that have been done over the past 20 years. And so, to me, I don't have any experience in military service, right? I mean, like, that's as close as I get, is that Girl Scout thing and everything I did with that, right?
Oh, I see the connection.
Right. So my suggestion here is that we are all just a little piece of history, and putting our piece in is really important because we don't know where it's going to go. And so for all those who have given their lives, who have Memorial Day is for those who have passed away. And I don't know whether or not it's officially counted, but we have an epidemic of people who have protected us and are then so depressed that they take their lives. And on this Memorial Day, I would like to thank all the people and families and communities who have lost loved ones in our pursuit of being a more perfect union. I would also like to acknowledge the service people who have witnessed such horrors that when they come home, they can't find relief. And unfortunately, they take their lives. And the institution of the army and I shouldn't just say army, but the military institutions have done things, and they've done studies, and they won't let you take your service arm with you and blah blah. And I think all of that is really fantastic. However, as many of you know, there are people who prefer to suffer in silence because they feel they can't speak up. And I know many of those people have fought for the freedoms, like, not that I take for granted personally, the freedoms I'm very aware of, but the freedoms that many people take for granted. And so on this Memorial Day, I would like to thank anyone who has been affected by a loss of a soldier or I'm sure I'm not using the right words, serviceman, marine men. I want to make sure I cover everyone.
Marine, service person.
Right, everyone.
Yeah, right.
Military personnel.
Right.
For whatever reason, whether it was in they don't call it the amphitheater, just theater, the theater of combat, or it was after the what they have to go through, what they have to successfully figure out has been tremendous. And I just want to thank them. Absolutely. I also want to offer that from my personal experience, both in talking to service members and not talking to them, but like hearing their stories, I would like to, you just made me lose my train of thought, that the stories of the service people and stories of family members, there is a part of this where marijuana has helped some people in a significant way. And for our purposes, I think that that's kind of where you wanted to go. Is that correct on this episode?
Well, I think that Memorial Day is to recognize those who have come before us to better our world in some way.
Our country.
Not
our world, our country, our freedoms, our rights as Americans.
There you go. Much better. Thank you. Much better said.
Yeah.
I thought that after thanking those who have fallen to make our country better, I thought it might be cool to kind of take a look at some of the people that along the way, or some of the things that have happened along the way with marijuana, and not so much the fallen heroes, but
those who need treatment after they get out of the amphitheater. I don't want to say theater.
That comes at the end of the episode. That's it for the end of the episode. I'm talking right now about, for example, really, really, really far back, there was a Chinese emperor named Shen Nung, and he said discovered healing properties of marijuana.
Wait a minute, you're talking about 2700 BC.
Correct. This is what I'm saying, going way back. So if we don't go way, way back, we talk about, all right, so let's talk about the time.
Talk about now. Go 2000 and forward. Let's see what happens. So just so you know, Mr. Weedley has a not an app, a
timeline.
Oh yes, it's a timeline that's from procon.org from Britannica. We'll have to put it in the
we'll put it
description.
In the description, yep.
So he's going this timeline of what's the title of the timeline? Is it what marijuana? What's the title? Do you know?
Yeah, it's a history of marijuana. I can't get it up there fast enough.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's wonderful.
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
so
he
was trying to give him a history of marijuana. So you were talking about in the
so it was in 2000. All right.
Go back to home.
Yeah. Let's try to read.
One moment, please.
We should get like on hold music or something like that.
No. What we should get is a thing where we get better at sharing what we're actually looking at, because that will help them. Do you think we can do that?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a way to do that with what we're looking at right now?
Okay, this is where we are. It's not moving, but
can you go on to the
yes, I can share it.
Yeah.
Give me a moment, please.
Okay. Hold, please. Who remembers that? What was the name of that movie? We had to wear the flash. Jennifer Aniston was in it. Milton with the stapler. Office Space. Hold, please.
No.
Hold, please.
Hold, please.
What did she say?
Just a minute.
Thank you for calling. Hold, please.
No, it's just a minute. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
All right, we'll have to check it out.
Anyways, I found it. So here you go. Ready?
Mm-hmm. We're still learning, my friends. We're still learning.
It's not learning.
You can learn with us. So when you go on StreamYard, there's a way to.
Okay.
Screen?
I should be showing my screen.
I don't know if you are. Why don't you go back to the StreamYard? It's okay. It's a work in progress, people. Sorry. I could put it in the thing.
I think it has to do with our internet. As sad as that is to say, we have frontier internet.
Oh, no, don't say that. I thought it was better.
Well,
are you going to tell me it's bad?
It might be. I don't know.
Just share a screen.
All right, here we go.
No, you're not sharing it. You have to share a screen.
No, it says I'm sharing it.
Can you go back?
Yeah.
Please?
Let's stop sharing it again.
Oh,
go back to this. Okay.
Oh, you were sharing it.
Oh, there we go.
And then it stopped.
I think, yeah, because I think you're.
It just is that delayed.
Yeah, we're having trouble.
So try that again, please. Did you know we have cardinals in our front yard and hawks in the backyard? Big red-tailed hawks, and also a 10 to 15 foot rat snake that we just got rid of. That's a story for another day. But since we're waiting for Mr. Wheatley to show you the pro-con. Oh, wait, here we go. I think it's working. Wait a minute. We're buffering. We're buffering. All right. We might have it here. All right. So what are we reading about? You know, lots of people have been having problems with their internet lately.
Have they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's part of the solar storm, but
okay. Solar storm or not. This is what BritannicaProcon.org looks like.
That's what
I'm scrolling up and down.
Just do your stuff.
It's wonderful.
Go to your thing. The thing you were reading.
Okay.
Oh, if it's under another tab, I don't know if it'll come up. Let's see.
Okay. So we're talking about those who have come before us.
Hang on. I'm sorry. You switched screens. No, look at, and it didn't switch.
No, I know, because you just told me to read, so I just left it on that.
It needs to be up on the thing, the screen, so people can see. Why isn't it being shared? Because it says it is. View tab stream on your StreamYard. Working out the bugs. So
there's 5 minutes to 4:20, so that's why I'm kind of moving.
And don't be anxious when you're ready for 4:20. We'll just start that. I got what you got up. Okay, so now what do you got?
Okay, but that's not what I want.
But that's okay. That's part of it.
Okay.
So get to the place you're sharing. What's this particular topic about?
We're just supposed to be talking about the timeline. That's all.
The timeline is what we're.
That's all we're trying to talk about.
That's your point.
It's too bad because it was a really good.
No, it's good. You just have to
timeline.
Show
I
us.
just can't get it to work. All right, let's try this. Let's stop sharing.
I'm seeing everything.
No, I know, but it's not. The page isn't loading.
Oh.
And now
solar storms.
And now the computer's frozen.
Wow. What time is it? It is 4:16. Let's see. What are we smoking today for 4:20?
We're smoking Grease Monkey, which I have right here. Okay.
Did it work? It's just going slow, I think.
Yeah, it's just going really slow. So what I was going to do is just talk about it real quick.
I know, but I think you need to put it up there. But I'm just saying, for me personally, people can talk at me, but I need to be able to see. Otherwise, why are we doing this way?
Right. Okay. There we go. Now let's see. Can we share it? Here we go.
Not too hard.
Okay. There we go.
Let's see.
So, in the year 2000, Y2K.
Year 2000. Go ahead. That was a
Conan
shout
O'Brien.
out to Conan O'Brien.
Yeah. So in 2000, Colorado and Nevada became the 7th and 8th state to legalize medical marijuana. So you've got all the way going back to 2000. Now, that happened in 2000. However, in 2001, the Supreme Court ruled that there's no medical necessity exception to the Controlled Substance Act.
Which is why we are where we are today.
Correct. There's no medical necessity exception to the Controlled Substances Act. Prohibition on another tip of the hat to the Schedule 1.
I would just like to suggest the prohibition and manufacturing are the two words that stood out to me in that sentence.
Yep, we can do a whole episode on the prohibition of marijuana and President Nixon's role.
Yeah, in that, people are playing games, and they still are. I mean, I hope that President Biden isn't, and it doesn't seem like he is, but like, this is not something to play games with, guys. You guys have messed with this since the end of prohibition of liquor in 1920. Correct. Like, stop making this a bad thing. This could help people. Not all people. Just like cancer medicine doesn't help all people. All right, go ahead.
All right, so now we're up to 2003. It reset me though, because I was trying to get up to like 2010.
I was going to say, I thought we were going a lot further along.
See, in 2004, Vermont becomes the 9th state. I mean, we're well into this battle.
Yeah. We're into the battle enough that when we travel, it's not the first thing I think of, which for me is significant. It's not the first thing I think of. I mean, it's huge. When you use it, when you use cannabis daily to just be like, I'm not talking about being high all the time. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm just talking about, hey, you want to go on a huge walk today, and by huge, well, then, my joints might be killing me, maybe not, but let's say they are. So then we smoke a bowl and we go. And I can say that as soon as it was made legal in our state, that flying out of our state became less of an issue. Mm-hmm. And so I would just make sure I packed what I needed for the trip. But it is another thing. And I used to be on other medications for pain and stuff like that. And and it was very stringent and what's the word? Monitored.
Yeah, it was very regulated. Okay. Let me just stop you for a second because it is 4:20. And so
Grease Monkey.
We're going to try Grease Monkey today.
So Grease Monkey is an indica dominant hybrid marijuana strain. It's crossed between Gorilla Glue 4 and Cookie Cream strain. The strain is ultra high and all the way to 30%. We'll have to find out what the dank as a flavor profile with hints of diesel and sweet vanilla taste.
This strain saddles the consumer with a lazy, munchy-fueled body buzz that may soften the blow of chronic pain, nausea, and stress. It does say that sleep can be aided by this, but
38% say it makes them feel sleepy, 75% say relaxed, and 33% say hungry. And I got other ones that say stress 24%, anxiety 22%,
right. But this has, the reason that I got this for us is because it's Gorilla Glue crossed with cookies and cream. Gorilla Glue is really good for pain. It's the thing that, like the name, it glues you to the couch. It's a really heavy body buzz. And cookies and cream, likewise, is a good body buzz, but at the same time, it's extremely relaxing. Okay. So you're getting both of those pieces into that one strain Grease Monkey. Now I see what you're looking at right now.
Grease Monkey has been used to soothe nausea and pain, which is what we're talking about. And this is why it would be a strain that we would use in our house often, because pain for me and nausea for me, not necessarily for what it's talking about here, but this is interesting. It has been used to soothe nausea and pain while improving mood. It's also increased appetite. That is why many with both mood and eating disorders rely on this strain for natural relief. So it actually also is known to help you fall asleep and is commonly used for sleep disorders.
Correct. It's the cookies and cream, I believe, that helps the stomach gastrointestinal type stuff. So hopefully this 420 bowl makes you feel pain, but we're getting close. Well, yeah, I was just gonna say we're getting close for dinner, so it's probably a good time for a good 420 bowl, something that's gonna give you the munchies too.
Well, and I know it says it gives you the munchies. It's very non-medical. Some of us need the munchies. Just so that we'll eat, or so that we will want to eat. It's such a hard thing to explain, but us neurospicy people, the thought of food just doesn't enter my brain on a regular basis until I am starved, which is why my refrigerator has things like mozzarella cheese sticks and some other things that like you could power down if you're hangry. Like, that's how I live my life. I am not hungry and I am hangry. And so this Grease Monkey has been a good in-between strain to do in preparation. We do it in preparation for dinner. So if we weren't doing our show, we would be making dinner, right?
And Gorilla Glue 4 crossed with cookies and cream.
Good. All right.
So we're still on the
you want to go back to
just quickly, we're still on the what do you call it, the timeline, and I stopped it on a good spot, so as we were smoking the bowl, those who are wishing they were smoking a bowl maybe had something to read, but this is, I just stopped here because AMA softens position on scheduling of marijuana. And
what year was that?
2009.
Who did?
The AMA, it's American Medical Association.
So in 2009,
we started talking about this.
What year are we in now?
2024.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, 2009 to 2024. And we just crossed the line of rescheduling marijuana. So there you go. In 2010, New Jersey becomes the 14th state. California talks about some stuff happening with dispensaries. Continuing. In 2011, Delaware becomes the 16th state. Seems that it's been pretty consistent as the states legalize or at least recognize the medical benefits of it. I want to go back for a second because this is important. Just really quickly, the Israeli government arranges to supply medical marijuana. A lot of our studies up until now have been done in Israel. So that's been happening well before 2011. So they've been studying it for a good solid 10 plus years.
And they're not the only ones. But yeah, that's where that's where we get our first world medicine information from. It's very interesting when you look at the way all these lines connect. Okay, so moving on.
So if we move all the way to, I'm trying to get there.
What is it you're trying to show us?
Just where we are now.
Where are we now? Now legal. Do
you know how many states it's legal in?
Okay, I believe it is legal for medical use in 28 states. I believe that you should keep looking.
So no, I am.
But I think the answer is 28 states for.
Can anybody in the chat verify that? That'd be cool if we had a chat.
That'd be cool if we had a chat. I like it if we had a chat. We'll
We'll get a chat soon.
Keep going.
So now we're in 2021.
Yeah.
2022. Okay, so here's
Mississippi's on board. Mississippi, come on down. Go to 2024.
U.S. House passage bill to decriminalize marijuana.
Yeah, we're well past this. It was 2 years ago.
Oh, but
this is when Biden took office. Biden has been decriminalizing cannabis since he took office. Promises made, promises kept. Woo-hoo!
Last year, Kentucky joined the
Kentucky people. Kentucky. Keep going.
That's where it stopped.
Oh, this is why you need to read ahead.
HHS recommends rescheduling marijuana. That was last year in August. And now the latest thing really to happen is that we've rescheduled from 1 to 3.
Okay, I'm going to find you the real answer. Because I really want to make sure we're giving out the right information. This is from 2024 in May. Okay, so let's see. Lots of them here. All right, let's just count them. Legalized is the dark green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay. I think 26. Okay. Medical and decriminalized. That's just 2 of them. That's just Louisiana and Mississippi.
And North Dakota.
North Dakota. Come on, people. Decriminalized. South Dakota is leading the way with decriminalization. Come on there. Utah has decriminalized this people. Utah. Oklahoma's in the decriminalization. Missouri. What these people have figured out is they cannot fill their jails with cannabis smokers. Pennsylvania's in there. New Hampshire's even in there. Oh, New Hampshire. You better get out of there. And Florida. Okay, so who else? So CBD only. I'm not doing CBD only with.
Where's it fully illegal still?
Fully illegal. It's fully illegal in Idaho. Never going there. Wyoming. Not going there. Kansas. Not going there. And South Carolina. Not going there.
South Carolina. It's
4 places I will not be traveling until it is accepted. That's Idaho.
Crazy.
Oklahoma. Right? So we said Kansas and South Carolina. I think we need to start something, dude. There's only 4. Like, maybe we need to make a slogan like.
So this is what Idaho. I'm saying. There have been many that have come before us to get us to this point.
Absolutely.
Thank you to all those people.
Only 4 states where I can't travel now as a cannabis user, as someone who uses it medicinally. It's good to know because I do check this stuff when we have to travel. And there are places we haven't gone over the years because of it. All right, what's next for us?
All right, today we're talking about never have I ever. And the never have I ever is never have I ever woken up and smoked pot.
Which is a lie.
Never have I ever done a wake and bake.
That's not true.
I know. So that's why I would smoke on this particular.
Right. But we'd like to educate those of you about the situation, right?
Correct. And so what I thought we would talk about is, does the time of day that you ingest your cannabis affect your experience? Does it really matter? Like those people who do wake and bake, is that okay? Is it not okay?
All right. Well, there's okay. First of all,
so there's a lot of different.
Let's start with the okay and not okay. We don't use those things. Okay. Okay. But the question is getting up early and smoking going to be helpful in what you want to get done for the rest of the day? Right? That's what you're saying.
No, I'm just saying, does marijuana, do you experience marijuana differently at different times of the day? Well, let's just stop there. What's your thought?
Well, my thought is because I personally use cannabis for different things throughout the day. And like, for example, we just spoke about eating. When it's time to eat, there's a certain bowl or whatever that we use before I eat. And that makes it so that I don't have the stomach problems that otherwise I otherwise would.
Correct.
If I'm having trouble sleeping and I'm using cannabis as a sleep aid, which I do believe a lot of people do use cannabis as a sleep aid. And it's not going to be a good sleep aid if you're not using it in bed. And so there's a whole challenge to, okay, listen, what is going to be your ritual? If you're going to use this to get to sleep, right, to help you sleep, unfortunately, it's not. And maybe it's not unfortunate. Maybe it's fortunately as well that doesn't come in pill form. That you have a process of one kind or another, whether you take it sublingually, whether you take it as a patch, whether you take the gummy, whether you smoke it. There is a process to getting this into your body. And I'm saying for sleeping wise, you need to work it into a plan as a ritual, not because it's bad as a ritual, but for sleeping, we're supposed to have rituals. And
correct.
And so it does affect it, yes.
The really cool thing is that there's a reason for that, and it has to do with your circadian rhythm. But when we're talking about, is it better in the morning or better at night or this or that, really what it comes down to is, are you tracking your usage? And there are different ways to track your usage. This particular article talks about an app that you can use to track your experiences in the early morning, the late morning, the early afternoon, late afternoon, evening, and night, so that you can report what you're doing at each of these spaces and how you're feeling. So it's
basically breaking up the day into 4-hour chunks, because those were 6 different of them, right?
Correct.
So they're saying early morning, early afternoon, late afternoon, evening, and night, kind of like 4-hour chunks.
Correct.
Interesting.
So check this out. In the same way that different ingestion methods can produce different effects, consuming the same cannabis products at different times of the day may produce different effects or side effects. Chronotherapy is the idea that administering drugs at different times of the circadian rhythm can minimize side effects and maximize therapeutic effects. So I think that's pretty interesting.
Where is that? What?
Right here. Chronotherapy is the idea that administering drugs at a different time, the circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm is your 24-hour biological clock.
Some people don't have a 24-hour circadian rhythm.
No way. How does that work?
Well, us neurospicy people, we don't tend to operate on 24 hours.
How many hours would you operate
We're
on?
individualized, I do believe, but I operate on 12 hours, I think. As I've been mapping it out, like you're saying. And as I've been getting older, I really do. I think my body operates on more of a 12-hour schedule than a 24. I sleep for 3 hours and 12 hours or 4 hours and 12 hours. And I wake up and then I do more things and I sleep again.
So we should probably, and this is like a duh moment, we should probably track our cannabis use for you, since your circadian rhythm is probably so different than mine. Because
oh yeah, that's why we don't do it at the same time.
Yeah. So I just think that would be an interesting thing. So this biologist says that almost every drug that's out there could probably be optimized in terms of the time of day it's delivered. If you think about your prescription drugs, you have your prescription drugs that you take in the morning, you have the ones you take in the afternoon, you have the ones you take at night, because different medications do different things. And so it says, however, cannabis is not a typical pharmaceutical drug. Cannabis is a plant that contains hundreds of different chemical compounds, including cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoids. Different cannabis strains and products have varying levels of these compounds, a reality that complicates cannabis research. Take out the research piece for a second. Hundreds of different chemical compounds. You've got almost an infinite number of ways that cannabis can affect your body. So one strain might be great for the morning. One strain might be great for the night. The strain you use at night, you're not going to wake and bake with, because it's not going to match that part of your circadian rhythm.
So it's something for people to look at.
Yeah.
Is to keep this in mind, because a bowl you smoke in the morning could be wrong. But if you smoked it at night, it could be right.
Correct. Now, we've been saying wake and bake. What does wake and bake mean? Tell me what wake and bake means.
Yeah, I'm not ready to discuss that yet, because wake and bake, like wake and bake when I was in college is different than wake and bake now, because now I'm using it as medication. So now it's like get up, stretch, have my morning fluids and whatnot, and then smoke or do or whatever. And it doesn't have to be smoked. Sometimes I have it like as a lotion or whatnot. Whatever it needs to be to make it so that I can pretty much move is what I'm going for.
Which is what I just moved off of. Hopefully you read it as I left it. A lot of times when we're going over articles, I leave the article where it is while I'm speaking, so if somebody wants to read through it, because I don't go and read the entire thing. So CBD in the morning.
You read the entire thing to yourself before you distribute it to our friends, right?
Correct. Absolutely.
Just to clarify, he's just talking about reading it out loud for you all. So he's thinking that you all can pause it if you want to read it out loud. Okay.
CBD in the morning. A lot of people think CBD is for going to bed at night, but it is something that you can incorporate, and people do incorporate into their morning routines. CBD can be something you put in your coffee, something like that. I personally have never done that. I don't think we've ever tried it, but maybe we could try it. I think we know about using cannabis in the afternoon, and at night is really for
most people probably use it at night
for sleep, right? So again, the takeaway here is that to really find the optimal time for you to consume your cannabis, you have to track it in some way.
Right. Trial and error, because everyone's different. And fortunately or unfortunately, cannabis dosage is a little bit different, because there's no specific or specific. How would you say it? Specificity? Specificity?
I don't know.
Specificity?
What are you trying to say?
That it's specific to this.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's specific to this.
Okay. Moving on. Come on.
Sorry.
Things I just learned. The mic is muted while playing. I don't have to mute the mic.
Oh my God, wait, do that again. I don't think it, hold on. I think I needed to stop.
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
That, and I also like the kind of music. It
I
reminds
kind
me
of think
of,
it needs to be a little longer. Da, 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 da,
yeah, but then people are watching the little intro thing longer. It reminds me of, what's the one with Michael J. Fox? He's Keaton, Michael.
Oh, Family Matters?
Yes.
It's the end of Family Matters.
It sounds like, yes.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both. Nope, that's the Facts Life. What was Family Matters?
I don't remember.
No, give me a minute. I'll remember it. Oh my God. It was just about you. I'm going to look it up while you're doing this.
Right, you look it up. Today's symptom that we're talking about is post-traumatic stress disorder.
Got some of that.
Came up with post-traumatic stress disorder from kind of what we were talking about in the beginning of the show.
Family Matters is not the name of the story.
No, Family Matters is the one from when we were growing up. It's no, Ties, Family Ties.
Thank you. Family Ties. Okay, go moving
on. Where was I? What was I saying?
Maybe nothing else matters except this.
Well, at the moment, my ADD moment, or my ADD
only the lyrics.
That is definitely not the same one with all those N words there.
Oh no,
I'm pretty sure they did not do that. Alex P. Keaton was not dropping the N word. Positive.
Thank God.
So post-traumatic stress.
Yep.
Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say PTSD now. There's been a lot of literature and buzz about veterans and PTSD and that kind of thing. So I thought today would be a fitting day just to talk about what marijuana and PTSD, how they fit together, and why are people really recommending to those of us who have PTSD to find a cannabis regimen.
Who's recommending that kind of crazy talk?
I think that's kind of a buzz. Is that just a buzz in my head?
It's always a buzz in your head.
Well, I know that, but
no,
people are talking about PTSD and using marijuana, right?
Oh yes, it's a thing, but
well, it's a thing because it's a real thing. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a whole video in our library about PTSD and marijuana, and it dives real deep into it. But it comes down to this chemical called anandamide, and I Googled it so that I would know what it was and read up on it and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the Wikipedia site really quick.
The anandamide Wikipedia site.
Correct.
Right. And did I say it right? Anandamide?
Anandamide. It looks like, so it looks like anandamide.
Anandamide.
There you go. So it's a fatty acid neurotransmitter, right? It participates in the body's endocannabinoid system because it combines to CB1 receptors. CB2 receptors, yes, also, but it's the CB1 receptors that are more. And what I'm doing is I'm really consolidating all this.
I get it. And anyone who's watched the last couple will understand we've been talking about this little by little. This is a little more of a hard, introduction, but yeah.
Anandamide is found in nearly all tissues in a wide compound THC.
Whether you're smoking cannabis or doing cannabis or not.
Right. It's found in a wide range of animals. So this is something that, like you said, you don't have little bunny rabbits in the field smoking joints, but they have anandamide in their system. And so it's been found in plants. It's been found in chocolate.
Chocolate and broccoli.
Right.
Is it? My favorite thing is chocolate and broccoli.
I didn't see broccoli.
Let's find it in the broccoli. I bet you the broccoli has a connection.
It might. I don't know. It's probably the terpenes.
Maybe we'll do a whole thing on terpene. Mother or the GB. What was the mother? CBG.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I read that.
No, I know you read that. What's it? A lot in broccoli.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll do a deep dive on broccoli sometime.
CBG, broccoli, and what was the other one?
I don't know. We're
We just
talking
said
about
it.
anandamide. It's
I know. Are there
chocolate?
Oh, chocolate. Are there anandamides in tomatoes?
I have no idea.
Let's
I would
find
have to.
out.
Well, we could find out, but I'm trying to tell you what
I know, but
anandamide
those are the things I
is.
crave.
Well, that's fantastic.
So I'm just suggesting that
right.
the lacking of my system.
Right. Well, okay. So it's,
bunny rabbits in the field.
Right, right. They're not smoking joints, but they have anandamide in their bodies.
Right. So where are they getting it?
The name, but check this out.
Okay.
The name anandamide comes from the Sanskrit word ananda, which means joy, bliss, and delight. This fatty acid neurotransmitter is called the joy molecule or the bliss molecule. I shit you not, that's what it's called.
Okay, great.
Right? So it combines to the CB1 and CB2 receptors. And the cool thing is that anandamide, sorry, I gotta share a different screen with you. Anandamide is deficient in people who have PTSD.
Okay, so to summarize, people who have experienced PTSD for whatever reason also are found to have an anandamide deficiency within themselves. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you are suggesting that anandamides are a particular molecule. Is it a molecule?
It is a molecule.
Okay. That is in the cannabinoid that works within the cannabinoid system and can be found in other places because bunny rabbits don't smoke joints, like we said, right? However, is also found in cannabis.
Correct.
Okay.
And so when we talk about PTSD and how marijuana helps PTSD, there's nothing in that. I'm sorry. We'll have to pack another bowl. The medical cannabis treatment allows the brain to reduce and moderate the outbursts of traumatic memories, which reduces anxiety and minimizes other symptoms.
Could you repeat that? The what does?
The medical cannabis treatment allows the brain to reduce and moderate the outbursts of traumatic memories.
Right. Is that from the anandamide?
The anandamide is deficient in somebody with PTSD. Therefore, the smoking of cannabis reintroduces the anandamide into the system, combines with the CB1 receptors.
So does that make the person less likely to have the trauma? Probably.
Correct. Because
interesting. I mean, we don't know.
Them.
We say correct, and we think that's what it says, but it's not like we're treating people with PTSD. Can we be clear? We're just researching in people, human beings in the space, so who have degrees and stuff and understand science and la la la. But we don't want to be saying that we are, defining this professionally. But we are suggesting that PTSD patients might be deficient in what's the name?
Anandamide. So we're correct.
Okay. And can anandamides be found anywhere other than in cannabis?
Yes, there are other places that it is found. It is a naturally occurring
Tell me baby carrots.
I don't know about baby carrots. I think
baby carrots aren't real, guys.
What you're talking
There's no such thing as baby carrots. They just make them look like baby carrots for you. It's not real. They're punch-out cuts.
That's what the smoking bunny eats. The bunny that smokes joints, he eats baby carrots.
Oh, well, it's the baby carrots that get you going.
Right.
All right. There you go.
All right.
So baby carrots too, and broccoli as always. But what else do we have, Mr. Reedley? Because I'm getting hungry for dinner.
Yeah, it's about that time. So
happy Memorial Day.
Okay.
To all those who are serving, have served, to those who have lost. Thank you to those who will march in parades. Thank you to those who will carry floral baskets. Thank you to those who will visit cemeteries. You don't have to be part of a parade to visit cemetery on Memorial Day. You can go. The the flags will already be put out by the American Legions usually. And so you could easily walk into any American cemetery and see who has served on Memorial Day and died. That should be an easy thing. Anything you can do for our heroes, they deserve it. Enjoy your weekend, guys, and spend time with those you love.